Okay, so continuing on. Um, Here we've got a Corpse Hatch, which is an uncommon. It's 3 and double black. Destroy target non-black creature and put 2/0/1 colorless Eldrazi spawn creature tokens onto the battlefield, which have sacrifice this creature, add 1 colorless to your mana pool, which all the Eldrazi spawn creature tokens have, which is supposed to help you accelerate up to the Eldrazi, right? Since, you don't need to consistently have that high mana amount, you just have to have it once to cast that big guy. That's insane. So obviously it's an amazing card in Limited. It gives you 2 more blockers if you need them, it gives you accelerated mana, and it kills most creatures. It just says non-black, not non-black, non-artifact. So, anyway. Really solid and Limited. Constructed. Probably not. Almost certainly not. So that's fine. Anyway, now we have Virulent Swipe, which is kind of Black's giant growth, although not really. I guess it'd be like Vampire Bite type card. It's their rebound card. 1 black, instant, rebound. Target creature gets +2/+0 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. So, Virulent Swipe and Mnemonic Wall are pretty insane together, right? Because they attack with like the 3 power guy. You Virulent Swipe your Mnemonic Wall, and then kill their guy, and then you Virulent Swipe another guy, and now they can't block that guy. So like, Virulent Swipe with guys with blockers that they don't expect to kill your guy, like Valakut Fireboar would be pretty good, right? Are really good together. So those are the kind of decks that I would be looking to play this more in. It's another uncommon. I don't know why these are all uncommon. They're really not that exciting. They're solid and they're fine, but yeah, they should all be common in my opinion. So that's a bad decision, I think. Oh yeah, artwork on Mnemonic Wall is kind of boring. Mammoth Umbra is bad. Corpse Hatch is fine. It's actually decent. Virulent Swipe reminds me of Duel Masters, so I don't really like it. Anyway, so Virulent Swipe, it's not like a card I would take highly unless it works in my kind of wall deck, I think. But it's decent. It's certainly like a card you can play as your 18th through 22nd card or whatever, 23rd card in your deck. Spell in your deck. Alright, so here we have another Eldrazi. This one is a much lower casting cost, so this is 8 for an 8/8 Eldrazi. Annihilator 2. But he has to attack each turn if he can. But yeah, I mean, even if they have enough guys to kill him, it's probably going to be like 3 guys to kill him, and they sacked 2 lands or something. So it's going to be like a 5 for 1. The 8 casting cost, this is supposed to be a slower format. If you have any ways like Corpse Hatches and things to help accelerate you up, or like this next card I'm going to show, yeah, this guy's going to be really good, and he's common. So you're going to see a lot of these, and they're going to be pretty dumb. So this guy's going to be pretty good in Limited, I think. He's an 8/8 for 1, so no damage is going to kill him. And yeah, he's nuts. And then if you have something like Praise Vengeance to pump him with, so they don't get to kill him when they thought they were going to be able to, yeah, that's his game over. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to play more than 1 or 2 of these, probably, depending on my deck. But yeah, pretty dangerous card in Limited. Anyway, next card is Overgrown Battlement, another really good card with Virulent Swipe. Colorless and a green, Defender Wall, 0/4. Tap, add a green to your mana pool for each creature with Defender you control. It'd be kind of cool if all these Defender cards did that, like Mnemonic Wall returned a card for each Defender you had. That would have been pretty sweet. Anyway, and maybe you could make a Defender deck in Constructed. So it's basically like Vine Trellis used to be, which I used to put in all my casual decks, or a lot of my casual decks whenever I was playing green. It's just always a really good effect, and the fact that sometimes you'll be able to tap for double green just makes it that much better. So this guy's really good. Let's see, Okay, now we have a couple of a mythic, a couple of levelers. I guess is what they're calling them, levelers. Nothing to do with the original leveler who was terrible. This is Lighthouse Chronologist, colorless and a blue for a human wizard. He starts out as a 1/3, which is this top level up here. I almost would have liked to see it go bottom to top, so that their starting power and toughness was closer to the bottom where it usually is, and higher level being higher. But this is fine too, I guess. Anyway, he has a level up cost for 1 blue. So all of these guys start at this top box, and that's what their identity is, their abilities, their power and toughness. And then they're the human wizard, and they have that casting cost for the whole time. Now, you put a level counter on them, so they're counter cards for 1 blue, but you can only do this as a sorcery. So all the level up guys, you can only do it as a sorcery. So that's important to remember. Don't let anybody at the pre-release level up as an instant on you. Anyway, so he starts out at level 0. Okay, at level 4, so after you've paid 4 blue, he becomes a 2/4. Whoop-de-doo, right? So now you've paid 6 mana for your 2/4. Yay! Alright, anyway, after that it's just 3 more mana, and then he becomes just ridiculous. Then he becomes a 3/5. So you've paid 7, 8, 9 mana, and now you have a 3/5 that says at the beginning of each end step, if it's not your turn, take another turn after that turn. So basically it's a time walk like every turn, or every other turn. So you get 2 turns, your opponent gets 1 turn. In group game it gets even dumber. For every turn your opponents get, you get an extra turn. So if you have 3 other opponents and you're going to get 4 turns for each of their 1. So yeah, I mean, this guy, I would definitely play him in limited. The 1/3 makes him serviceable as a blocker, and then once he goes off, if they can't stop him, you should win the game. Constructed playability. Well, the fact that his level up doesn't allow you to do it as an instant hurts that chance a lot. I wouldn't count it out completely, but he'll probably just be a casual card. That is a lot of mana to invest in a fragile, little dude when you can't do that as an instant. Alright, so here we have a common leveler, colorless and a white for a grizzly bear. So you have your 2/2. Level up of 3 colorless. The first time you pump it, it becomes a 2/3 flyer, so it becomes a core skyfisher. And then if you do it, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So if you do it 3 more times after that, he becomes a 4/4 flying vigilance. So you just made yourself a Sarah Angel. So now you've paid 12, 14 mana for a Sarah Angel. I mean, he's 2 for a 2/2 though, right? And he's a core knight. See if there's any core interactions or knight interactions. So he's certainly fine, If you have nothing to do on turn 3, you don't have a 3-drop in limited, pump him up. Certainly, I don't think could ever see constructed and playable. Certainly wouldn't be playable in constructed, but in limited he'll be a solid. When you don't have anything else to do, you can start pumping him up. Anyway, in the artwork, Ulamog Crusher, pretty terrible. Overgrown Battlement, I don't really care for either. Just doesn't quite do it for me. It's okay. Lighthouse Chronologist is fine. A little boring, but fine. Knight of Cliffhaven, I think I like the best out of those 6. It's actually a pretty dynamic card, kind of cool looking.